Cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers to you guys. Welcome to
Creative Happy Hour,
where we get drunk
on the creative possibilities
each and every week with you guys, our creative bitches. I'm Karena.
And I'm Micah.
And we are here today to talk about a subject that we thought was kind of important.
Very important.
We're going to keep it light and bubbly and fun, just like our drink that we have today. This is our drink, the rose-colored glasses. Which
Literally.
Literally. And we have created it to help us to talk about side hustles for creatives. And we're going to look at these side hustles through the rose-colored glasses of creativity.
Just like we always do.
Just like we always do. We're so positive.
I know,
so
we
lovely.
are.
It's so good. So let's sample the rose-colored glasses.
I can't wait.
Cheers again. These are beautiful. And let's taste it. Well, isn't this lovely? I needed this today.
I mean, half of it's on my arm.
It's good for your skin. You can bathe in champagne. So this is actually not champagne. This is actually crément.
Crément.
It's,
Don't you love when I try to speak French?
I do, actually. It's kind of one of the pleasures of my whole entire week. So I enjoy it very much. So I enjoy it very much.
Very much.
I enjoy it very much.
Very much.
So this is Crément de Loire or Crément d'Alsace.
Let me try. Clément. Clément
de Loire.
de Loire.
Not too bad. Not too bad. You did it. So this is de Champcenny.
Du Champcenny.
Rosé.
Rosé.
Crément de Loire.
Crément de Loire.
So this is an alternative for pink champagne.
Yes,
And
I love it.
the reason it's not called champagne is because it is not made in the Champagne region
Champagne
of France.
region.
Yeah, so if you don't make a bubbly wine in actual Champagne region, you are not.
You can't call it that, bitches.
You can't call it that, bitches. And actually, funny story, true story. One of my first side hustles was actually working for the Champagne Wines Information Bureau. So I spent my days writing people obnoxious cease and desist letters saying, you're not allowed to call it champagne because it's not from the Champagne region of France. And so that was my job. So that's what I did.
Wow.
We added
I had no idea.
Right? I know that I was so,
That you were like
I was such a little stickler.
Yeah.
I know. I was
you were like sending
I won't even
letters
make
to
drinking
people?
fun.
Wow.
I can suck the
That's
joy.
an interesting history for Creative Happy Hour.
I can suck the joy out of champagne. Totally. With a straw, bitches. That's what I do. So yes, indeed. Not even ashamed. But we added rose petals because
So
we thought
beautiful.
look how
You
pretty.
can
Look
see.
how pretty. We don't want to spill any as we show you. But yeah, so it's really lovely. I think it looks nice. And the rose petals actually do add a little bit
They
of
add a sweet
they add a little bit of
fragrance.
loveliness.
Yeah, they do.
It smells so good.
It's so
See, it's
beautiful.
good you're wearing it. You're wearing it on purpose.
I know.
It's like perfume.
It's like perfume, which is also a
Lovely.
French word.
So let's taste it. Let's see. So this is it. It
Taste it again and
Let's
again
taste it
and again.
and again and again. It tastes to me. It tastes very light and lovely. Isn't that nice?
Yeah.
Okay,
just
so
like us, it gets better with age.
It really does. It's not sweet, but
No.
it is kind of fragrant. It is kind of light.
It's light. It's
But
almost citrusy. It does have a little bit of floral notes to it.
And it does have a little bit of weight though. Still, it's not
Yes.
like just so effervescent that you're like, what's going on? This feels like a serious wine. It's nice.
Yeah,
I like
it
it.
does.
I would drink it again, and I will.
I will drink it again
I
and
will
again
drink
and
it
again.
again and again and again. And we called it the rose-colored glasses, not only because of our theme that we're trying to look at these hustles through
Rose-colored
the
glasses.
rose-colored glasses, but we have a special guest star today. Later on in the episode, our friend Suzanne Agasi, who created, she's a cancer warrior. She's a breast cancer survivor. So
hence the pink theme.
Pink. And she's very feminine. She's a real girly girl. And she is the founder of Clothing Swap. And she'll tell us all about it. And Clothing Swap is her passion. She has had many side hustles along the way to be able to support her passion. And she now has kind of a side hustle that is very near and dear to her, but that kind of helps her to kind of create her, she uses
to still be able to do
to still
her
be able
passion.
to support her passion, which is Clothing Swap. And this has become a parallel passion. So I would say that it's possible to have a parallel passion type of side hustle. Just because you have a side hustle, you can have parallel hustles.
Yeah, I mean,
like
you are the
glasses,
queen
too.
of the multi-passionate creative.
Yes, yes. So we're going to be talking about that. And then we'll be sharing some personal stories of our own side hustles because, boy, have we had a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Many,
I have
many.
a good one that I just thought of that
I can't wait. It's going to be a lot of fun. So let's get started talking about, well, we had spoken a few episodes ago in the Poor Richard episode about the barbell method, because we talked about how not to be a starving artist. Side hustles are a key part of that whole important thing of not starving to death while you create your, artistic stuff. But also if you're an entrepreneur, you can't, so many entrepreneurs, I think, don't realize that there's going to be a long period where you're not monetizing.
Right.
And you can really shoot yourself in the foot if you start trying to make money right away. If that's, of course, later on the goal is to make money. But if you are starving and you're going to be taking shortcuts, I don't think that's a great
No, I mean, you can't just go out and get a loan for everything. I mean, you really, you kind of want to maybe work and make money while you're doing your I don't even know if you want to call it a side hustle. It could be a side hustle, or it could be creating a business.
Yeah, that's like why I like to say parallel hustles.
Yeah, I like parallel hustle. And so you're not completely putting yourself in the hole financially.
It's major. I think, it's just like going to medical school. Like, you come out of there, and if you're too much in debt, I think that you have a really hard time being passionate about your career because you're so worried financially. I think it sucks the joy
but something
out of a lot
like
of things.
that, you have a really clear idea of what kind of money you're going to make when you get out of school. So you can really calculate, oh, this is how long I have to work.
This is in X amount.
However, when you're doing a creative career,
up in the air,
you really don't know. It's a mystery.
It's a mystery.
You're just like,
and that's part of the beauty, and that's part of the uncertainty is kind of frightening as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it could be, really the sky's the limit.
Oh, absolutely.
However,
you could make way more, and you could make way less. You could crash and burn. Yeah. One of your writer crushes, not a pod crush, but a writer crush. So
Nassim
Taleb wrote about the barbell method, where he describes. So we'll just refresh your memory on that one. So you've got the barbell, which is where you work, and you have your passion project, and then on either end you're kind of sandwiching that with the barbells of work, and then you can do the reverse one, where you will work at the same time. Like, so it's, you've got several models where you can either work for long periods of time, parallel and kind of take time off, or you can kind of do these temporary gigs. It just really depends.
To kind of float you along. So and there's some criteria with that barbell method.
Absolutely.
Of, not doing something that's, going to steal all of your creative energy, not to do something soul crushing. Yes. Keep I kind of think that's, like my current job, even though it's my full-time job,
totally
is a perfect example. I mean, I've done it for so long. I'm not going to say it's mindless and that, it's, I mean, I definitely still have to think.
Well, you close the door behind you at night.
Yeah, and I walk away.
Worry about it. You walk away. So let's do that. Let's do the definition of the side hustle, because we talk about, so these days it's funny because the side hustle used to be kind of stigmatized in our generation, where people thought they were going to work at the same job their whole life, get the pension, gold watch, get the pension, retire, and that's not happening anymore. And I think that millennials and younger have kind of introduced us to this gig economy and to the kind of glamour side of the side hustle.
Not owning things, not being tied down.
Having
freedom to...
Experiential things being more important than possessions.
Do things that are more meaningful to them instead of getting stuck in the rut of a full-time job.
Right. So our definition of side hustle is going to kind of change, because it's no longer the thing that takes less time. It's maybe the thing that takes less energy, the thing that takes less worry, the thing that is not necessarily your huge passion, but that you're interested. I mean, you can be super interested in what you do as a side hustle, but also your side hustle can be your passion, but you're exploring your passion in a safe way because you've got this other...
Yeah, so it can go either way. You can do a side hustle just to make extra money to support your passionate, creative... thing that you're project that you're working on, or you can do a side hustle that is your creative, passionate activity that you're not making money on, and you can have
creative happy hour.
Yeah, well, for now,
we're not making money yet.
Growth mindset,
bitches. We should do the growth mindset drinking game.
Ooh,
that's what we should do.
I like that.
Every time we say growth mindset, take a shot. We won't because we still need to be lucid, but you guys can let us know. So, and in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe. I think it's kind of important. Hello, subscribe. Before you start drinking too much, subscribe. Hit the bell that's shaped like an upside down glass.
Yes, like this thing upside down. Click on it.
Click on it so that you know when we come out with a video. I mean, God knows, you might forget. I'd be surprised, but you might forget.
No, they're not going to forget about us. We're unforgettable.
No, we are. Exactly. So when you're driving to your side hustle, you can listen to us.
You can listen to us and get all psyched up about it.
Right. So, okay, so there are different kinds of side hustles, as we were saying. Yes. So we have, there's side hustles, again, like the gig type thing. So we're thinking like the Uber, the TaskRabbit, the
caviar driver,
DoorDash. Absolutely. All these things. Tutoring, all these things. Bartending. The bartending is a little bit more even because you have your hours and you're going to be back at the same place. It's maybe a little bit.
My boyfriend will do shifts, pouring beer. Yeah, I mean, he'll do like beer pouring shifts and make tips. Beer pouring?
Yeah.
Yeah, though, someone will call and be like, hey, do you want to work my shift? And he'll be like, yeah, I want to work your shift.
Yes, I do.
Because it's like an extra, $200, $300 in cash.
Which always helps. Yeah. I love, I think that the cash side of the side hustle is kind of awesome, something to be considered. And that's the thing where I think that some side hustles that I've done in my life have been a little bit more prestigious. It's been like, doing translating for this big event and everything. Yeah. But guess what? When you're doing something like that, hard to get paid in cash and to then be like, what money?
Yeah, exactly.
Not to, trigger the IRS or anything, but I think that all cash side hustles.
Yeah, dog walking.
Good. Yeah,
babysitting.
Those are awesome. I mean, I know this guy, and I'm not going to name the town.
House sitting.
House sitting is kind of great too. And see, okay, so these are one of the kinds of side hustles: the dog walking and house sitting, and even driving around and doing things, delivery. And even I think that these are wonderful because you are meeting interesting people. You're out there. You can be thinking about your stuff. These are side hustles that don't take much mental energy and that are actually very inspiring. Like you're seeing new things. And so I think with the creative, we kind of mentioned time and time again, the danger of sitting there and focusing on your craft or on your project. Only you get really shut in.
Well, and when you're doing something like that, you can say, oh, the other one that people do is Instacart. You know?
Instacart.
So you can do these things and you can say, okay, I need some cash. I'm going to work for 3 or 4 hours. I'm going to do this DoorDash thing or whatever the hell it is. Yeah. This Uber driving thing.
And then I'm going to write down the crazy shit that happened to me.
Yeah. And then I'm going to go work on my projects. So you get a little bit of both. You're not tied into this like long 8-hour shift.
Totally. If you're a writer and you're like, oh my God, I've got this like major block right now.
Write all day and then drive all night.
Seriously. And the people you will meet, like Night on Earth, even, the movie short is all about the taxi drivers, like meeting all these crazy people. And there are all these shows, Taxi Cab Confessions and all this stuff. I mean, my God, the stories you get. I mean, I think that's fabulous. And even when I've tutored people, or I'll get the best stories, such great material. And not only stories, if you're an entrepreneur, you might get this really great idea for a business from interacting with somebody new. And I think that that's kind of fabulous. There's also the great side gig where you can kind of learn a new skill in a non-pressured kind of way. So one of my friends in LA, she works events. And she's kind of an introvert. But she'll work.
Interesting.
Yeah, like naturally. I mean, she's very friendly and she's very, in a way, like kind of she's outgoing-ish. It's hard to, but she's a little shy.
I think a lot of introverts though kind of they act it.
That's what she does.
They act it, and it's almost better than us crazy extroverts that are not acting.
I think I'm very shy.
Yeah.
I think I am.
Yeah, I don't know who's more shy, you or me. I think it's a toss-up.
It's a toss-up. But my friend will work these events, and so she was kind of trying to dip her toe in the water of maybe actually doing event design and event planning herself. But she started working these gigs to see, just as a way to make extra money. Yeah. And then she was like,
if she actually likes it.
And then she was like, oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no.
And she's got more of a passion project now, but she uses the events as a way to just make that extra money. And, it's working really well for her. And it also flexes those muscles, Right. And another friend of mine, actually speaking of flexing muscles, she's a personal trainer. Oh. And she got a master's in personal training, or a master's in like physical education. Physical education. She also works as a real estate agent.
Okay.
And then she's always looking for that next passion project. But doing the personal training gets her outside, gets her communicating with people, gets her to
Gets her
exercise.
workout on.
Yes, it's a great thing. It gets her blood going, and I think that's wonderful. So those are all kind of great. Let's think of like really bad potential side hustles.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of wish that maybe I was a stripper when I was younger, but I missed the window on that. I mean,
you're so funny.
I mean, I don't know if they have like geriatric strippers.
Geriatric strip? I'll bet you they do. Now that's a niche product, but I'm sure it could start it. We could start it. I mean, why not? I mean,
old hags.
Full disclosure.
Old hags.
Full disclosure. I've never been a stripper.
We should open a strip club called Old Hags.
Old Hags. It'd be cute. But I tried to do one of those pole dancing.
Bag an old hag.
Bag a hag.
We should do it.
Bag a hag strip club.
You know, I always have to take this to the dark side.
Well, no, I wanted to open a gay club in Virginia. There's a town called Lebanon, and
there's a Lebanon in every.
And then there's a Syria.
Yeah.
So there's a Syria and a Lebanon, and there's a gas station that closed down and it's been for sale, and I wanted to open a gay club called BFE, Butt Fuck Egypt. And say, where's that? I'd be like, it's between Lebanon and Syria, and the theme would be like, we'd have like tractors with glitter, and we'd have like cowboy go-go dancers with like glitter flying out of
you might be on it.
Right?
You're welcome, whoever opens that.
BFE.
They're gonna be BFE.
Yeah, so that was a good idea, but no, I went to one of these classes. I'm so sorry.
We might want to get some investors for that.
Right?
That
I know. That's a good side hustle. It's a back hustle.
We could just Skype manage it.
Right? I'm sure we could.
They'll be like, we need another shipment of glitter.
Right? We do the pep talks for the go-go dancers and be like, okay, a little bit more yeehaw, please.
Yeah.
So, no, but I tried to go to one of these gym classes with the... I don't know.
Keep it going.
I did the pole dancing gym class.
Oh, I've never done that.
Those strippers they deserve every penny
they get.
I can't work a pole. I've tried. I have. So
I don't know. I've never tried to work a pole.
Oh, you know what? We could have like the American Disabilities, like the bars.
Oh yeah,
horizontal bars.
Yeah,
we'll work the horizontal bar.
Yeah, we could work the horizontal bar. If we had two of them.
Yes.
We could do some like...
Yeah, we could do some shoulder shrugs. Some knee dips. This whole fantasy is getting
some
really
kicks.
Dark. Yeah, not too high. Not too high. Rose-colored glasses.
Wow. Rose-colored glasses on every topic tonight.
Dangerous.
Danger.
That'll be one of our songs. The dangerous. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
I know we always go down some wild road.
I know. So the warning about the side hustles. Yeah. The stripper thing.
Yeah.
Beware the side hustle that makes you sell your soul.
Yeah, I mean, you don't, you know, it's like you're a stripper and the next thing you know, you're like doing pornos because the money's so good. Right. Next thing you know, you're like a dominatrix. But you know,
dominatrix could be fun. I mean, I think that's higher up on the ladder.
Did you ever read Whip Smart?
I've heard of it.
I read her, but I can't remember her name.
Neither can I.
We'll have to look it up and put it up on the screen.
We will.
But
I read excerpts of it. Yeah.
She was a dominatrix in New York
City.
And she
is whip fucking smart.
She put herself through grad school as a dominatrix. Yes. And it's a fascinating book. I listened to I mean, it's fascinating because she gives you this inside view to power, men with power.
Well, but for her, that whole thing informed her academic career because she was, and then all the art. I mean, she wrote articles about this thing. Yeah. And she, she's obviously,
and her book was very well written,
very well received. I mean, that thing was a major bestseller. And she, I mean, that
talk about a side hustle,
right? Talk about a side hustle. I mean, that's something where it could have gone dark, it could have gone bad.
Yeah.
But she kind of made it triumphant.
She elevated it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So it's just beware the side hustle that
don't
you can't
let the
handle.
side hustle take you down into the dungeon.
Right.
I mean, like unless you're literally going to write a book and
exactly. Yeah. Like, I mean, look at Breaking Bad or whatever. Like, okay, I get it. You need to become a crack, or meth maker to support your family. That's one thing, but don't let yourself just kind of go down this thing where all of a sudden it runs away from you. It's no longer a side hustle. It's now a soul-sucking main gig, and it's not working out for you. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or if you do the side hustle where you have to work with like assholes. That's not awesome either.
Yeah.
Or where you put yourself in danger. Like if you're a tiny little thing and you're working, you know, as some food delivery person and you've been almost attacked like 4 times, maybe find something else. Like, you've got to know yourself. Yeah. You know, I think that there are dangers to everything. And then there are dangers also when your boss asks you to work more hours than you're willing to work. Right. You know, like,
don't be so good at your...
Don't be too good at your side hustle. Keep kind of moderate.
Where they want you to go full time and they want to take your soul.
Yeah, you don't want
that. They want you to sign the petition. Don't sign the petition.
We're talking parallel bars here, people.
Yeah, get your creative hustle on.
Exactly. Like,
keep
so
make sure eye on the prize.
Like, I would think so. Keep the eye on the prize. Keep the rose-colored glasses on. Like, you should do when you've got this side hustle or a series of parallel hustles, because a lot of people combine a bunch of side hustles. Right. You really need to reassess, I think, pretty frequently and look and see, am I still on that road to where I want to be? Right. Am I still heading in the right direction? You know, is this side hustle kind of growing out of control? Am I still getting what I want out of it? And is there something that I don't like? Like, you know, what's the balance? What's happening?
Yeah, and I think that's kind of, it's almost like a dating approach where you're kind of dating your side hustle, and it's like, oh, am I going to marry my side hustle, or am I going to we're gonna date a little bit longer because I kind of like him, but I think I'm gonna break up with him pretty soon.
I think it's important when you have a side hustle to always feel like you can break up with your side hustle. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's not this serious. This is a gig economy. This is something replaceable. Right. When you have this job that has sucked you in completely, like it's really, you know, it takes so much of you, and the side hustle should not be that. It's light dating. That's what it is. You shouldn't be afraid of getting, like, if you got fired from your side hustle. Okay,
well, and that's what, you know, I do. I have a side hustle at this little, you know, juice shop. And, you know, one of the girls, it's also her side hustle.
It's most of their side hustles.
She was like, oh, we got an email because now we have to play this music that's called Rockbot. And it's like, so bad.
Is it artificial reality?
Well, it's interesting because I realized, I'm like, why do I hate it so much? And then I realized that even songs that I really, really like, they're all played in the same tonal value so that they don't.
Horrifying.
Yeah, but you know. So anyway, we have to play. We're not allowed to play Pandora.
We should have talked about Rockbot on our artificial
but I don't know episode. I don't know that I knew about Rockbot then, or I would have.
We didn't, but yeah,
but
it's a shame.
So it's like put through this. I don't know what it is. It's like
equalizer.
Yeah, so it equalizes it. So you're just like, I'm like, oh my God. I look at it, I'm like, I love this song, but it's coming out and I hate this song.
Really flat and horrible.
Yeah, and it's like everything sounds the same. And then you start to feel like really like monotone, and like you're wearing the gray t-shirt, and it's like, I'm like, why do I feel suicidal, Karena? You know, and you're just like,
she's doing the robot Micah
the juices aren't helping, Karena. Yeah. So anyway, I was telling this other woman I work with, and she's like, yeah, we'll get in trouble if we don't listen to Rockbot.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
who gives a shit?
I was like, who cares? Fire me then. Fire me. She was like, and I was like, this is my side job. They're so lucky to have me.
Yes.
Like, I shower, I show up on time.
Oh my God. Well, that's another side gig thing.
My worst behavior is that I don't listen to Rockbot. Oh, that's it. That's the
criminal.
only thing.
You criminal. Yeah. Well, that's the other big thing to remember.
I'll probably get fired.
Right? Whatever. You'll be crying next
time. I'm like, please fire me because I can't quit.
Exactly, can't quit. But I think that's the other thing to realize. When we come to the gig economy, like, so many people are half-assing it. Right. That chances are, if you're a smart creative or a creative entrepreneur, chances are that you're 20 times better than anybody expected you would ever be at this thing. Right. So, like, feel pretty good about yourself. And cut yourself some slack. That's a good lesson, I think, to have with the whole gig thing. I mean, it's absolutely true. Yeah. Another thing I was going to say is a lot of these gig things, people start to think they need all this equipment, or like, people will say, oh, I'm going to Uber, but like I need to buy a new car, or I'm going to do these events. I'm going to work these events, but I need to buy all these new clothes. Try not to do that. Like, with your gig or with your side hustle, really don't go broke trying to get into the side hustle. This is side hustle. Find something that fits your lifestyle and what you have, it's kind of major. Yeah. Because you're passionate about your main thing. You might spend money on that anyway.
I just had this horrible thought that went through my head. I'm like, what if you got...
I'm scared.
What if you were like, I'm gonna be an Uber driver and I'm gonna get a hearse.
Oh, a hearse.
Yeah.
Well, that's a niche.
You could make
side hustles I'll tell you about later. That's perfect for that.
And you could do like like creative Uber driver.
Of course you could experiential Uber.
Yeah.
Where people,
and you could be all like somber.
Yeah, you could be all sad. They'd have to pretend they're dead. They have to lie in a coffin.
Yeah. I'll be like, get in.
But that's an example of a side hustle that might
the air
actually
conditioning's
work.
on.
Okay, another lesson for side hustles.
What's in this drink,
right?
man?
I know. I love that the air conditioning's on. Don't be afraid to go
The
weird.
snowblower's on.
Don't be afraid to go weird.
Yeah, go weird.
Go weird. Yeah, like
I'm trying not to
crazy.
say. I'm trying not
to say the F word today?
Yeah, yeah.
Because of the rose-colored classy drink
Well,
we're having.
yeah, but I've noticed that I do too many F-bombs. Too many F-bombs. And when my daughter told me that one of her friends in her science class, 8th grade, is watching our podcast, I was like, what are her parents thinking?
What are they thinking? It says explicit on Apple Podcasts,
I was like,
people.
explicit.
Isn't she
and
not
my
allowed
daughter
to watch
is
it?
like, parents don't care. And I'm like, I care. Tell her to stop watching it.
I know, because we're horrible people.
Anyway, so I'm trying to clean up my language.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk
Meanwhile,
later. Meanwhile,
I already spoke about strippers and...
Yeah.
And,
I took it to handicap strippers, so we're kind of...
Creative happy hour has gone completely in the toilet.
I know, it's so bad.
The
rose-colored toilet. But yeah, no, I think that don't be afraid to go weird with your side hustle because you know how they say if you have a YouTube channel or you have an Instagram account, like go totally niche on it. So you can go totally niche on your side hustle. I mean, I think that your funeral Uber is an awesome idea.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned snowblower. I was like, what if you had a snowblower that
the Darth Vader Uber driver?
Right? Seriously. Or what if you had a snowblower that you rented that you would go blow snow over people's yards around Christmas time or even in the summer for like Christmas parties?
You're welcome.
I mean, you're welcome.
Hello.
Hello. Or what about dog walking where you dress up everybody's dog?
Yeah.
I mean,
theme dog days.
Ooh. Right?
I like that.
Dog weddings.
Dog weddings. I love that.
See, there's a lot of shit that you can do. Yes. Drunk babysitting, no, it's not as good.
That's a little bit like a liability.
See, so you need to be able to determine what's a bad idea and what's a good idea when it comes
to bumper carring.
Well, yeah, but that you don't get paid to bumper car.
Oh,
though you could. I mean, maybe
you could take groups like.
Oh yeah,
like
you'd be the really bad person who like slams into them to make it more fun and whiplashy. And then whiplash, and you have a lawyer on retainer.
Oh yeah,
Ooh, yeah.
I like that.
I didn't say that. That's not my idea. Okay, wait, what's that? Okay,
it's not your idea.
That's not my idea.
Her face.
I like
on video. That's not my idea.
They're making all those fake videos now. You've seen them. It's like totally virtual reality where they take people's faces and they'll put them in. Oh, it's really dangerous. So that was that.
That would be lame if somebody did that with us. Unless they were like 10 years younger and they
sounded awesome.
Sounded really
super
good.
Smart.
And they were like really skinny and
all of it.
And had lots of hair.
Yeah.
I don't.
So
anyway,
let's talk about some of the wonderful things that can happen with a side hustle. You know, like when you're doing a side hustle, I mean, think about it. If you are a script writer and you're a freaking Uber driver in Hollywood, make your car really nice. Keep some copies of your scripts that you wrote, you know, in your car because you never know.
You never know who's going to sit in your seat.
Absolutely. Or if you're working events and you're practicing your elevator pitch, like in the bathroom and you're, you know, whatever, and somebody can hear that and you can actually kind of get somewhere with that. I mean, you were telling me about...
You ready? Well, I'm not going to say it on screen.
No, you can't say any of the things on screen, but you come in contact with people who are
in contact with very famous people. Yes. And I'm never going to talk about it because it's a breach of my
She's not
privacy.
Named names.
Yeah, I'm not going to name it. But I mean, I have interactions with very famous people, and you never know.
You never know what kind of
they might invite me to a creative happy hour at their house.
Exactly. However, be really careful that when you're working an event, I don't care if you're out to do what is good for you. I don't think it's worth it to overstep your bounds.
No,
so,
I never
for example,
do.
You never do.
Well, I'm in a health environment, so I never.
You never do.
But
you're a great example.
I treat every single person exactly the same.
Exactly the same. And that's fine. After their appointment or after you never know they can come, but you never overstep those bounds, which is great. Same thing if you're working a party or something. Like, know your place within your industry.
I mean, when I'm on creative happy hour, I'm like, woo, you know. But when I'm in my identity as a healthcare person, I'm very serious.
You're serious as F.
I'm serious as F, people. I got my shit on and I'm looking like professional.
You're looking all professional.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I take it very seriously. I I think it's important to
Absolutely.
to do that. But this is my creative happy hour, and it is truly a happy hour for me.
Very
and
much so.
I just, you
let
dive in
loose.
and I let loose.
But I know some people as well who work in service professions as their side gig. And they are people who, grew up maybe wealthy or privileged, or their dream job or whatever they're aspiring to is up here. Then they find themselves working as a service person at an event, or they find themselves doing makeup for somebody who's going to a party, and they make the mistake of acting like they're on par. We're all equals. However, when you're working a service job, do not forget that you are working the service job. You're here to serve. And that's a huge mistake that so many people do. And it makes them miserable within their side hustle. When, I worked in a store, I owned the store, but even though I was the shop owner, when somebody came in, I was there to serve them. I was there to help them, serve them,
and I like that you're saying that. I was talking to someone. Oh, I was talking to a server, actually, in one of the local restaurants here, and he comes into the venue that I do my side hustle. And he was talking to me because, again, we live in this very wealthy, affluent area. And he's clearly from Italy, and he was talking about, these people, they're so impatient, and they all come in at the same time, and they're so unfriendly and demanding, and so... and he was talking, what is that? And I was like, well, it's called entitlement. And,
and they're expecting to get served. So
and so, and he was like, yeah, but you can't be happy if you're living this impatient, entitled version of your life. And I said, well,
that's not your business.
No, I mean, it's none of your business. You can work it to your advantage, in my opinion. However, I do think that, the takeaway is, instead of being impatient and being entitled, being in service of other people is truly a very beautiful exchange.
It's a beautiful thing. And I think that it's something that you learn as you go towards your passion project. Any project that's going to be helpful and successful, whether you're an artist, a creative entrepreneur, you are giving value and a service to the person who's consuming whatever it is that you have on offer. So if you're thinking, I'm so awesome and I don't have to do anything for anyone, that is the wrong attitude.
It's the wrong approach.
Yeah, so if it takes a menial job for you to learn that, I think that that's a really helpful thing. That's a side hustle that's super useful, and don't lose the opportunity to learn that lesson in life.
And I think when you have those opportunities to be in the same space with people that are elevated, I mean, when you're with the Oprahs of the world and you're having that moment, use it as an opportunity to be at your best and to learn learn how to behave yourself.
Absolutely.
And it's a really important thing to do. It's an opportunity.
It really is. I mean, I know of some actors who are now super successful, and I used to live in New York, and those actors were living in New York, and I know one, and I won't even name names, but one was a hostess.
Oh, you will when the camera's off.
Oh, of course, when the camera's off, I absolutely will. There's one who was a hostess in a restaurant that I used to go to all the time, and she was very strategic. She was much more friendly to people that she knew to be important than to the other customers, which is kind of interesting because, okay, so she recognizes this person who's a producer or director or whatever, and she's being charming. And then me, she's not taking as good care of me. I've got a big ass mouth, and who knows where I'm going to be 20 years down the road. So let's say be kind of equal opportunity nice. And then there's somebody else who's another action hero right now, action star. And he was a bouncer in a club that I used to go to. And you know what? He was nice to everyone.
Yeah.
And
so when they're famous, you're like, oh, I know that guy, and he was nice to everybody.
He was nice to everyone.
Because you're a consumer of the content, right?
Exactly.
You're a fan.
Yes.
You're the person that they're going to be selling their content to.
Totally. So it's always, and it doesn't cost you anything to be pleasant, and it doesn't cost you anything to be nice.
I look at it as a feedback loop.
Totally.
I look at it as a feedback loop.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're going to get back from something what you put into it.
Completely.
If you are kindness, considerate, you're helpful, you're smart, you're friendly, intelligent, caring, all those things will come back. They circle back. You trigger that in the other person, and then they give that back because it inspires them to do the same thing.
Well, I have a friend in LA who's an actor, And, you know, that's the other reality. People think, oh my God, I want to be an actor, therefore I'm just going to go audition and I'm going to get roles and I'm never going to have to do anything again. That is not the reality.
That's what my daughter thinks.
Right. And that's not
She's
what
13,
happens.
so.
Yeah. And so this guy, he's a working actor. He's got frequent roles. He works in service professions and he puts himself out there, geographically puts himself in interesting places. So here's the other thing. If you are doing a side gig, choose one that's going to put you in front of the people that you want to be around. Choose one that puts you geographically nearby, or if you need to get from point A to point B, if you want to go back to your studio, don't go work across town. That makes no sense.
Yeah.
But this guy, he uses his serving people to flex his acting skills, to flex his interpersonal skills.
No, and I agree with that. I agree with that.
It works
because
really well.
Every time I go into a room to see a patient, it's an opportunity to be on my social best behavior. So I go in, I can get better every time at greeting a person, talking to a person, talking about a topic, talking about whatever, you know, because I can talk to people about anything. So it's just, it's a thing.
Always an opportunity.
It's always an opportunity to practice and make yourself better than you were the day before.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely. And
side hustles are a good, they're a good venue for doing that because you're not completely committed, right?
Exactly.
They're on the side.
You don't care. It can be a game to you, but it's a game where you make money.
Right.
So it's kind of awesome.
It's a win-win.
It's a win-win. So I think that's great. Well,
if you tap into it.
If you tap into it correctly.
Yeah.
Let's take this opportunity to break and meet our friend Suzanne Agasi, who
we're gonna pour her a glass.
We're gonna pour her a glass of our lovely
rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses, and we are going to re-pour ourselves a glass.
And we're gonna put more lipstick on.
We might put more lipstick on.
I'm gonna put more lipstick on.
We can do that. I think it's very important. And then we are going to, once we've spoken to her about her career and her side hustles and everything else, we're then going to go through a list of good ideas for creative side hustles, and we're going to kind of bounce them off of each other and see which ones we've done, because we've done a lot.
Yeah.
We're going to give you some personal side hustle stories, and then we're going to tell you the weirdest side hustles we found. So stay posted. Yay! And we will be right back in a second. We have poured ourselves another glass
of rose-colored glasses.
Rose-colored glasses, and while we wait for our fabulous interviewee guest, Suzanne Agasi, to join us, which is coming up super soon. Let's talk about some little side hustles that are really fun, interesting side hustles for creatives that actually use your abilities.
Yes.
Right? And then we can kind of interject if that's something that we've done. So I came across a really fun one that people actually make money at, which is trivia host.
How do you get that job?
Exactly. I was like, well, shit, if you're fun and you can talk in a bar, which I was like, those are my skill sets. People make like $150 being a trivia host. So you go for a bar trivia night, you can ask questions and you can kind of joke.
How do you get that job? Where do you get that job?
Sit at the bar and like tell them you can do it until somebody believes you, I guess.
I mean, I'm applying right now with this video. Applying.
So here's another one is calligrapher, or like
calligrapher. Oh yeah.
So like do wedding invitations for people. I mean, my hands shake because I drank too much, so I can't do that.
Yeah.
But I did my own wedding invitations, but that doesn't count. But I saved money, so that was good.
I mean,
see, but I've not done that. I've done paint and wine nights that I made people pay for, and that was fun.
That's a good idea,
right? That's a good idea. Yeah. That's a good little hustle. But see, that to me is almost the idea of a creative hustle that is not awesome, because you have to utilize so much time and energy to get people to come. That's almost like a full hustle type of thing. I'm thinking.
I think I'm going to skip it.
Right? Skip it, right? But trivia night, winner.
Yeah, I like that one. You just show up at the bar, you get a drink.
Sounds good to me.
Read a couple questions.
Yeah, right? Another one is teaching classes. So have you taught anything ever?
I've taught dental assisting. Yeah.
There you go. I think that's
a great one. Like a year of teaching in
monetize
Colorado.
Those effing skills, right?
Yeah, it was fun. And
totally.
I definitely feel like before I was teaching, I was very afraid of public speaking.
Oh.
It was interesting because I've always been kind of extroverted and I've always had really great social skills. However, I didn't, and it's interesting because I had to do a little, what do you call it, I had to do a mock class, so I had to teach all, like the dean and all the teachers.
Yeah,
so I had to pick a topic, and I think I did like root canal therapy or something.
That sounds so fun,
really
Micah.
Effed up.
Oh my God, Micah, can I take your class?
Notice that I said effed up and not the other thing.
You're so polite these days.
So, and I remember the dean of the school said she's either going to just rock it or she's going to fall on her face.
Thanks, dean.
And so it turned out that I rocked that shit.
Of course you
I was
rocked it.
so into it.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to rocking that
Hello.
shit. But
Yes,
yeah, I mean,
yes.
take jobs that you've never taken before. Do stuff that you know, because you
It'll
develop these
teach you something. You get the skills.
After that, I
Yes.
was like, public speaking, I don't care.
Exactly.
I was so into it.
Oh, hell yeah.
I loved
Hell
it.
yeah.
I was like, stage.
Yeah. So I did a lot of teaching. I taught French. I've taught English. So the interesting thing is, I taught at the university level when I was getting my PhD. I taught at Columbia. Students, did some French classes for professional adults, like continuing education as well. And then I did classes for executives. And that was kind of interesting because I could dip my toe into an industry. So I taught French to executives in cosmetics companies, in banking, in all these different things. So that's kind of fun to explore
that is fun.
other worlds. Yeah, so that was good, and it does help you with your public speaking with presenting yourself, you know, so that's a fun one. And then the thing that I've done that's similar is that I was teaching seminars and conferences on time management, on marketing for professionals or for creatives.
It's like a dominatrix sport.
It felt like being a dominatrix a little bit.
You're like, get your ass here.
Right?
What the hell?
Right. And the thing with that is it was really useful because I was developing an online course, so it helped me to test out the material.
Yeah.
So I loved that part. However, trying to get the people to participate was a pain in the ass. So you kind of probably want to go with a built-in, pre-existing
curriculum.
Well, not curriculum, because that's fun to develop. Unless you don't want to, unless that's not what you want to do, but kind of the list of students.
Well, I feel like if you have it, well, at least when I was teaching dental assisting, we had a curriculum, but I would alter it all the time. So
that's what I would do all the time with French. I know.
I would be like, that doesn't work for me. That's not reality.
I would do
and I would alter it all the time.
I did that constantly.
Yeah, that's the creative.
Sometimes people like that, and sometimes people don't like that. So that's fine. Then I did home staging. That's another one that they say that you can do, and that's hunky dory if you use what the people have. But I'm kind of thinking if you're not using what people have, then you're going to be investing in this, and it's not.
And then people get pissed because you're like, oh, you got to pay this much.
Yes, and
people get pissed,
and people get really uptight because it's their home.
Oh, they change their home
and they
crazy,
freak out. You're like, your home's for sale.
I don't want my kids to know we're moving until we're moving.
There's lots of shit like that. So sometimes, oops. So sometimes you have to take that into account before you do it. But people mention that. There's travel writing, which I laughed when I saw that on the list.
That's hilarious.
I've done translations for travel writing for Chamber of Commerce of this or that. Nobody gets paid for travel writing anymore.
Yeah, screw that. That's a stupid side hustle. Keep going.
I mean, unless you're like a goddamn influencer and it takes so much work to be whatever.
Yeah, forget it. Forget about
personal shopper, again, who pays you for this shit? You have to find those people.
Yeah, I mean, it's usually...
Yeah.
No. I don't know.
No.
Yeah, but...
DJ.
That's a good one.
That's a good one because if you join an agency, you can get the gigs, and it's not don't think it's gonna be anything cool.
It's like substitute teaching. You just get called in for
that's actually
the event.
That's a great side hustle.
Yeah, no, that's what Paul's doing that right now because he can't commit because of his kids' situations. Yeah, I mean, he's doing like when he's here, he's doing full time during the day and then bartending at night.
See, that's pretty awesome. As long as you know you're going to have enough so that you're not waking up in the morning and thinking, am I working or not? That stresses me out.
Oh my God. I'm babe, turn your phone off. The substitute teaching thing is the robot keeps calling
nonstop. I think I hated being a temp because I hated being told you're working today, not today. It was horrible for me.
Oh my God.
So you have to know yourself for that. But then there are other things Airbnb or Lyft, Uber that we mentioned.
Right.
And again, these things can become very
DoorDash.
Right? DoorDash. Yes. DoorDash
Instacart, Caviar.
That being all better because you don't have to invest and you don't have to worry about it all the time.
You just sign up and then you get, I think Instacart you get paid instantly, and Caviar I think you get paid instantly.
Which is pretty freaking phenomenal.
InstaPay.
The other great thing that you can do is copy editing, and you just join a list.
Yeah, I have a friend who's a copy editor for Restoration Hardware.
And if you're a writer, you're honing your skills as you go. So my little writing platform, Spalmorum, I'm going to be training people to be my little tiny, no, it's going to be massive. My massive platform, Spalmorum, amazing.
Your big ass Spalmorum creative hustle.
Yes, is I'm going to be training people to be peer editors so that they can kind of make money at editing, but hone their craft. That's what I'm really highlighting, is that you are learning skills as you do this. So that's super important. Another thing, we had mentioned working events, my friend who worked events, and I think that's great. The list that I had seen, they'd said event planning, and I was like, no, that's way too involved. And going out and getting those clients, once again, too much. And you can't, if you're working on something creative, you don't want somebody calling you all day yelling at you because the caterer didn't answer or whatever. Like that's too much.
You're like, I care because...
Yeah. You're like, that's above my pay. Well, if you're the one organizing the event, you care. If you're just working the event, you don't give a flying F.
You're like, drink more wine. What's your problem?
Yeah, what's your problem? Exactly. Like, chill out.
You want to hear my side hustle in college?
Yes, I do. I do.
I worked for a portable climbing wall called Climb On.
Climb On! It could have been much worse with the name.
And it was my
You're
brother.
like, I know.
Yeah, Climb On.
Climb On, fuckers.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so,
oh my God.
yeah, I mean, it was really effed up. Well, I mean, it was so much fun because
climbing.
I was at UC Santa Cruz and it was just like, crazy quarter system. I couldn't work. And so on the weekends I would do Climb On.
I love it.
And it was a portable climbing wall. My friend, my friend Lance McCardle, I'm just gonna.
That's a great
he's
name.
never gonna.
Lance McCardle.
Lance
Climb
McCardle.
On.
I mean, he sold Climb On a long time ago, but he's never gonna watch this, so I don't have to worry about it. But
oh my God.
Yeah, so he'd be like, "Hey, we're working like 3 festivals this weekend. You want to
climb on?"
And so we would climb on. So he'd pick me up at the coffee shop, and we'd go to the festival, and I would just belay people on the climbing wall all day long.
Kind of fun.
And it was like on this trailer, and it would just say, "Nee."
You're just watching asses all day long.
Yeah, all day long.
That's all you did.
But then there would be like the festivals. You'd go and you'd like get a beer, and then you'd get and you'd check out the bands. And
well, that's totally fun.
And it was so much fun, and I'd meet so many cute guys.
Oh my God. Yeah,
belaying people at the, I'd be like, I work at Climb On.
Yeah, well,
and
so
they'd
I
be
did
like,
something.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, well, I did something similar where I would do trade shows.
Yeah,
and so
same
I was
thing.
the bimbo. I was the trade show bimbo. Proud.
Trade show bimbo
and proud. But I mean, how fun. You get to go to these trade shows and see the new cars and see the new whatever they're putting out. I mean, if it's a dental trade show, I probably was like, not that interested. But but it was a fun thing. And then I also had my side hustle where I worked on a radio show. And
that's useful.
Well, and I was horrible because I used to try to win all the concert tickets for myself. So I'd have my friends call in. This is so bad. I'd have my friends call in and win the contest, and we'd have these impossible to answer questions that we would have schooled our friends on how to answer first.
And you'd be like, give me the tickets.
Yeah, we totally got caught. So anyway.
Wow.
It was not awesome, but yes, so trade shows were a better type of side hustle.
Well, at least it was more ethical.
Oh yeah, ethics.
It was more ethical.
It was more ethical. You're right. But, and that's important too. In reality, like, try to keep ethical. People,
well,
we have grown and learned that ethics are important.
They're an important part of...
This was my learning process, and I did it, and now I'm there.
Yeah.
But, since we're talking ethical, our guest, Suzanne Agasi,
where'd she go?
Not only is she highly ethical professional, but she also is very charitable in her hustles and side hustles. So we wanted to talk about that. That's another beautiful side of a side hustle. If you can actually do good as you side hustle, I think that that's kind of the best possible way of,
For sure.
So let's welcome Suzanne Agasi. Hey, it
Hi.
is the Three Musketeers are here.
Cheers to you.
Cheers, cheers, and cheers.
Cheers.
So we are welcoming our lovely friend of the podcast, Suzanne Agasi. And she is a glorious person in so many ways. And
she slipped you cash to say that, right?
She did. Actually.
She didn't slip it. Well, she may have.
She did. It was great.
She's the ethical part. That's what I'm
petals,
talking
you just kind of
you can
you can
chew,
consume them.
You can sift them
in
through your
Ayurvedic
teeth,
medicine. They're actually a treatment.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
they reduce your pitta.
Oh, see, my pizzas won't stink if
your pizzas will smell like roses.
Well, I just want to let you know I'm a big fan of your show.
Oh.
And I watch it and laugh out loud by myself, but I've been sending your link to people, so you will.
Thank you, honey.
It's good to get popular.
It is good to be popular.
You can say how you feel.
That's right.
Tell people what to do.
Love it.
What to
Thank
read,
you for
what to drink.
watching.
Thanks for watching.
Oh my
And
gosh.
thanks for being on the show.
Oh,
thanks so much.
We love it.
And I hope you edit this so that I sound very articulate.
Oh, you are articulate. So
you have to drink more wine.
I know, exactly. We invited you on not only because you're gorgeous and you kind of elevate our average of cuteness, but because you are a multi-passionate entrepreneur and that you invented Clothing Swap all these years ago.
I did public clothing swap.
Yes.
Pioneer.
You were the pioneer. Absolutely.
A lot of women did it in their own home.
Yes.
And then I did it, but I outgrew my house and outgrew my place, and so started doing it in nightclubs, bars,
So
discotheques,
Yes.
hotels,
Well-
Archbishop's Mansion, all these crazy
Ooh,
places. So
ooh.
kind of the first one to do big public ones. And then with spa treatments and
Amazing.
added the philanthropy aspect and having like
The
charity.
philanthropy being major.
Be good, be green, be glam. That was my thing, and it still is.
Ooh, we
And
love that.
This is from a clothing swap, and this
beautiful.
is my best friend daughter Natalie. This is her wrestling coach's dress, and
Love
it is
it.
Ralph Lauren and had the tags on it. Thank you, Carolyn.
Thank
Beautiful.
you, Carolyn.
I love
Cheers.
it. I wear it all the time.
We get to watch it and see it today, and it looks beautiful in real life. And
Watch it,
looks
see
beautiful.
it, work it.
Exactly. And Mike and I actually, one of our first buddy group
Yeah,
dates
so-
was to a clothing swap.
Yeah, we
of
went
yours.
to when we first
Yeah.
started hanging out over 10 years ago.
Yes.
San Francisco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Was
and
that
we
11?
went.
Bar.
No,
it
it
was
was
the big
at
one.
it was at a house.
No, it wasn't a house. It was the big one, the big event that's filmed. It's
Oh,
got
yeah,
over
but we did-
20,000 views on Instagram. It's your big popular one that you had.
We went to one at an event, but
Oh,
we went to one at
we
a
did.
house
We
too.
We
did.
did a private one
Yes, we went to a private one and then we went to the big event.
Okay.
That we were filmed
with
at
Maria Menounos or with Discovery Channel.
Discovery Channel.
Yes.
Yes. So we're on that one. If you want to
It was
see
in a
baby,
nightclub.
It was in a nightclub. If you want to see baby,
Yeah, didn't you just send me a photo of
I
that one?
did,
Where
11
the
years ago.
big group
Yep.
of women that we
Yep.
all
Yeah.
went.
Yeah, 11 years ago, baby Micah, baby
look the
Karena, baby
same.
Suzanne. We all
No,
look
I'm
the
just
same.
kidding.
Maybe better now, but we were all
Right.
at a clothing swap. So tell us how you invented clothing swap and how you balanced working clothing swap
Yeah,
with
how
the
did
rest
it
of your
start?
life.
I want to know how it
How do I
started.
balance anything? It's really hard being so organized and being a Virgo, but
Oh my god, I
I'm a
love
tortured
Virgos.
Virgo.
All
Because
Virgos are
for-
tortured, honey.
Tortured.
All Virgos are
tortured and nothing's organized enough. So
Yep.
balance, no, never,
No
no one
balance.
ever calls me calm, balanced, or mellow. Never, ever. But yeah, I started doing clothing swaps 25, 26 years ago.
Wow.
When I
Yeah.
was just a wee Oliver Twist. Please, ma'am, some more. Can I have some more clothes? So I had 3 women over. Like 5 or 6 didn't come, and it was just my most conservatively dressed friend, public school teacher, Peace Corps volunteer, Julie, love her. And then my sexy friend, Anna, who, by the way, was wearing really high heels with jeans way before it was popular.
Oh, very nice.
Sex
I
and
mean,
the
she was
City,
ahead of
yes.
her time, Sex in the City.
Well, and you've done Sex in the City swaps, which were super
Yes.
successful. But yeah,
Yes.
go on.
And so I thought, okay, out of all the friends that showed up, they do not, their styles
Yeah, they're
are
just
not.
the
you had
antithesis of each
you're just
other.
Samantha, and you.
Yeah, I'm always the Samantha with the biggest mouth. But the girls, so the one that was conservative was giving away all this sexy stuff, and Anna would say, "I love this," and
Oh,
then
she got
Julie
it,
was like,
yeah.
"Oh," and she's like, "I never wear that," and it worked, and we had so much left over, and that's when I donated so much to the women's shelter. I couldn't believe how much was left over.
And you've been donating
made
to
us-
women's shelters for a very long time.
Tons.
which
I
is a
wish I
beautiful,
weighed how
beautiful thing.
much we gave away.
Yeah.
Because then I could say, oh, 72 seismic tons of clothing.
Yeah,
shoes,
I'm getting
accessories.
chills in my body actually
Right?
thinking about
It's a
that.
beautiful thing.
three-
yeah.
I'm getting chills in my body.
308 clothing swaps, and after every
Wow,
clothing
and
swap,
counting.
I mean, I used to have this like old Pontiac, and I would stuff it full of the clothes and deliver it, right? And then I had an SUV and would stuff it,
Yes.
and then
I
even my
remember
friend
your
has a
SUV
bigger
that you had
SUV
back then.
forever.
Yeah.
And then my girlfriend Stephanie, we just had one in Folsom, and let me tell you, in the burbs, women have big closets. They have more stuff,
More stuff?
than even the city. 'cause
And
the
they have
city
more time to
has-
shop.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
And-
Love those girls.
And a lot of people
Yeah.
take really good care of their
Jealous of
clothes.
those girls.
So she had an even huger SUV, packed. In fact, I had one in Alameda. I raised $5,000 for Ruby's Place Women's Shelter in the last
Great.
9 months.
Cheers to that.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Yes,
Amazing.
great
Cheers.
organization, and so happy to do it. Just the money from the door went directly to them,
That-
100%
that's
of the
amazing.
money.
Oh my god,
And
that
I
is
think
so badass.
Right, like A, you being able to do your passion, and B, being able to give back is just a really beautiful thing. I think that must make you feel so good.
Yeah.
And
Fun
it's-
philanthropy,
yes.
fashion. The whole thing is you have all this stuff hanging in your closet.
Yeah.
And you know the stuff that you spent a lot of money on,
Yeah.
but you wore it once, or you never wore
Or
it.
you never wore it.
And you actually look at it and with loathing.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't fit
Well,
anymore. I
guilt.
freaking hate that.
never
Yeah.
fit to begin
Yeah,
with.
or it's like
Yeah.
you wore it and you had a bad. So if you can take it out of your closet and bring it to the clothing swap, and
Instant
someone
karma.
else goes crazy and loves it,
Yes.
then it is instant karma.
Yeah.
It's couture karma.
Couture
And-
karma.
Heart
and then you
karma.
let things
I love
go.
that.
Yeah, I even had a gal that brought this tulle red dress, and she said, "This has been in the back of my closet forever." And 2 weeks later, she said, okay, I brought it to your swap. I met the most wonderful man.
Oh, I love it.
I'm already in love with him. And I went to their wedding. And I made their
Okay,
cupcake tree.
chills in my body.
And
again.
she said that she
Remember
let that
our
go.
favorite, yes.
Because it was with, she used to wear it with an ex that she was kind of holding on to. She let it go. And then she met this one. And they've been married 10 years.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to
Wow.
that. Okay, when
So
we
speaking
went,
of 10 years, we've been friends for about 10 years.
over 10 years.
Over
because
10 years, but
clothing
we
swap
went
was
to-
11 years.
Yes, so we went to the club and there was a woman that brought her wedding dress.
wedding
Do you
dress.
remember this?
Did you remember that? There was a wedding dress at your clothing swap, and this woman was like,
And it was this totally cathartic thing because
Yeah.
she was letting go of her wedding
Yes.
dress.
Yes, because her
Yeah.
marriage had broken up. And I was wondering if you actually had kept in
Okay.
touch with her. Maybe not.
I have doe eyes like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there are so many women and there's so many stories. I
Yes.
just don't remember.
So many women, so many stories.
I love that.
But, you know, I mean, she is now happily married.
Yeah.
To the most wonderful guy. She got rid of that
She
dress.
got rid of that terrible
all
80s
those
dress.
horrible memories of
Yeah,
that ex,
gone.
you know. Then she had like gorgeous babies and she just went to Tahiti.
Yeah, she's
See,
just got
it's-
back actually from Tahiti.
Yeah.
Not the Bahamas because
No.
that place is bombed out, but
No, Tahiti.
Tahiti.
It was amazing. And now she's a multi-passionate entrepreneur as well. It's amazing.
She started a company.
Yes.
It was
we love
really
it.
that whole
It was the dress.
previous marriage
It's all thanks to
that was
Suzanne.
holding her back.
No, it is. I know.
It was really the clothing swap where everything changed.
right?
Well,
So-
I think for a lot of people, and also I want to do a shout out to Bernard Burns and Victor Tung, because they are two
Victor
fashion
Tung,
designers
yes,
in the Bay Area. And Bernard Burns called me because he saw this, because we're on TV a lot in the 90s and the 2000s, because we were doing them every month at Sugar,
Yes.
which was a little like kind of a bar nightclub downtown. And so he just said, I have all these wedding gowns and bridesmaid dresses, and I want to donate them to you. And I go, you know, let's just
Ooh.
wait.
I want to make a rug out of them.
You do.
Yeah. She does fiber
I
rugs.
do.
Like,
Yeah.
will it be protected?
Well, so I make rugs out of recycled fabric.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
want
you
to.
you should come to the next one I have and get.
I
want to
make one out of wedding dresses.
I know that'd be amazing.
Well, what's funny is I've just been noticing on Facebook Marketplace, because I'm a realtor and I sell so many of my clients' stuff on Facebook Marketplace, right?
Yes.
Just they're like, you know, consignment stores.
Yeah.
A lot of them are closing. So I cannot tell you how many wedding dresses. I mean,
So
I just
many.
was back east in New Hampshire. Everybody's got a friggin' and I'm like, what can we do with wedding dresses?
Yes.
Right, I like that.
Right?
But
Yes.
Bernard Burns, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you
would
make
it-
them into a rug, only because he's my friend and I know he's going to be watching this.
So you also did a prom dress swap, didn't you? Do a prom dress thing for the
Oh,
young
we
girls?
actually collected prom dresses for the
Yes.
Girls of Paradise.
That was
so
amazing.
if you can imagine being a teenager and you and all of your friends lose their homes, like the whole Paradise was just, the whole town burned down.
Yeah.
And I have some friends that are from there. So what we thought is their prom was coming up, they had to be
Right,
displaced.
right.
So I thought, well, let's give them a lot of prom dresses to choose
To
from
shop
for
from.
free.
Yeah, for free.
And then, so I did a swap in Folsom, my friend Stephanie's house, and we only charged like $25, you know.
Right.
But with all the money we raised, and we did a raffle with cool stuff, we raised enough money to outfit 28 guys in tuxedos
that's
Nice.
amazing.
for the prom. And then
you
I
gathered
swear,
the
my
dresses.
friends Deborah, Jill, Liz, and I, just 5 of us, like we collected over maybe 250 dresses.
Wow.
And we said they have to be in good condition. They can't
Right,
be too dowdy
right,
or
yeah.
whatever.
No.
Although, you know, some of the mothers and grandmothers might want to dress too. But
Yeah.
this was for the girls. Perfect condition.
Love it.
So Deborah
Love it,
drove
love
it all
it.
over, outfitted the girls. It was amazing.
That's so amazing.
But I will say, Bernard Burns, when he called me and they were wedding dresses, I said, wait a minute. I'm just not going to put them right in the swap, hanging up right. So a couple weeks later, they announced the Sex and the City, the first movie was coming out.
Right.
And Carrie was going to get married in the movie,
Yeah,
remember?
I remember. I went to that swap.
Yes.
That was amazing.
Okay, that
yes.
was pretty much the best
That
swap
was
I ever
one,
did.
That was
Yeah.
definitely
One of the best. One of the best ever.
That was really good.
And I bought out the movie theater on my credit card, the entire movie theater,
Which was amazing. I mean,
which
that's
was a lot of money.
Wait,
that was
which
him.
movie theater?
in San Francisco.
Bloomingdale's, the one by Bloomingdale's.
The massive one. The Metro,
So-
well, not the
Holy
Metreon, the big
shit.
The
one.
premiere.
Yeah.
So badass.
Thank you.
And I did it
so badass.
I did it in 3
Yeah.
weeks, and
Yeah.
1 week I was in Hawaii, and the whole time I was not
was
on the beach.
amazing.
I was in the lobby working
On the phone.
Yes, on the phone and working.
And that's what happens to a multi-passionate entrepreneur like yourself.
you
but what-
basically don't sleep, and no
don't
one wants
sleep.
to
Chills in
date
my body
you
again.
ever or marry you because
that's
they're like,
such a
okay,
lie.
Yeah.
well,
But the
I don't know.
passion-
This,
believe
the
that.
passion.
the
so
passion shines through, and it's amazing. You took this leap of faith renting out this movie theater, And a lot of people would have been scared to do that. And your success came from the fact that you frickin' did it. You agonized over it for sure.
Well,
but look, it was full. You sold.
You hedged your bet.
And it was amazing.
You hedged your bet.
So
it was amazing.
It was basically like such a passion clothing swap for me.
It was.
So I don't really do the numbers, profit and loss. I just started.
That's a
I would
lesson
do a
to do,
swap,
though, people.
But everybody, okay, if you're creative, you've got people who have their MBA. You invite them over.
You have friends.
You give them some free drinks and food.
I actually have a
and you
friend
run
that
your
has
idea
one.
by them.
Yeah.
This is really important because
It is.
finally, Andres Acosta, one of the reasons of like
very
the success
creative-
of clothing swap.
A very creative person that we know who is very talented.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
Without
very
him,
talented, yeah.
well, I wouldn't even had clothingswap.com. It's
Yeah.
like, because I did my 100th clothing swap, and it's when you put in clothing swap 10, 15 years ago, mine was the only thing that came up at the top.
Yes.
And so the Today Show came for my 100th clothing swap because I was at the, and they were
so
like, we're going to come. And so Andres helped me so much. He was the brains in the,
Yeah, he was a little bit younger, and he was
So
it's like,
smart.
hire somebody from a different generation with a different point of view who's going to be able to help you to, you've got the passion and the talent in one area, but like get somebody to help you.
Get someone outside
Yeah,
the box that
for
can
sure.
Oh my
see
God.
what's going on
back
outside.
then he knew how to do,
Yeah.
the
you know,
search
all the
engine
stuff. Yeah, the search engine and
optimization,
stuff.
the
Yeah.
.com, he did
Optimization,
some of
yeah.
the graphic stuff, and he was amazing.
Wonderful
yeah.
graphics.
Yeah, beautiful graphics.
He's
yeah.
amazing. And I met him through his girlfriend at the time. Now they're married with 3 kids.
Adorable
Yeah.
family.
And he said, you know,
shout out to Andres and Roz.
Andres and Roz.
Cheers to you guys.
I did a clothing swap at a dance studio, the Metronome
Yes.
Ballroom, and
Ooh.
she was a dance teacher, so we did
Yeah.
a belly dance class with her teaching, and then we
wasn't
did a
she
clothing
going
swap.
she was trying to do a travel and culture type of thing, wasn't that?
Yeah,
to
so
help
she was
them?
going to Cuba,
Yes,
and she was
yes.
taking people on these
Yeah.
trips that were
Abs-
eco
yes,
tours.
eco cultural tours.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think that what's beautiful with what you do as well is that you manage to incorporate so many types of people and so many types of creative realms, and and all walks of life, and you kind of keep learning. And these are the beauties of all of our.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Cultural
clothing,
project, yeah.
everyone has to wear it.
Well, also the clothing swaps, the reason the events were so much fun. So, for example, with Bernard Burns, he says, I have these wedding dresses. And I thought, wait a minute. So at the clothing swap, we called it Swap in the City. So we all came to, it was a
was
new
amazing.
hotel. The Intercontinental was brand new. It was
it's
a green
amazing,
hotel.
amazing, amazing.
I mean, when I just started doing clothing swaps, even the Today Show came and I showed them the cover of Newsweek and Time, like, look, the greening of America. And they took
Yes,
the magazine, they
nice.
threw it, they're like, we don't fucking care. We want a cat fight and we want some
wanted
good,
drama. They wanted drama.
I'm like, this is
Oh,
why
it's
I
so
do this.
And you
Interesting.
stood firm. You stood firm.
Yeah.
That was the amazing thing, is that you really believed in your mission was to do good and not to give into that. I think it was kind of the birth of the whole Bravo cat fight.
Oh, yeah.
Flipping
Yeah.
tables thing. You're like, I'm not going to buy into that.
But I
And
would
that's-
I would be a household name and I'd be in
Yeah.
people every friggin' week if I did do that.
Yeah.
But my thing
Choices.
is fun,
Choices.
fashion,
Yep.
philanthropy, be nice, and I want to incorporate other people's businesses.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you make rugs, I'm gonna have an area and like, okay, like I want
Yeah, I want to make
promote
the
my
runaway
people.
bride rug.
Yeah,
That's
So
gonna be
all
a whole,
the- all
that's gonna
the-
be a whole episode.
All the
yes.
wedding dresses that
Yeah.
are
Any that you find.
that don't make it to the
Any haunted
front
wedding
of the line.
dresses.
Ooh.
Haunted
I
wedding
actually
dresses.
Haunted
have
wedding.
3 in my closet, but I keep thinking that. But see, most women, except for me, no one's gonna wear like a used wedding dress. Like I would because
would.
I'm the clothing
I would.
swap person. Like
No,
how
I
could I
would.
wear a new one?
I wore an old my wedding dress was from a little vintage shop.
Yeah, I would totally
I
wear
mean,
a
a lot
lot.
And I was engaged, and I got mine at a pawn shop for $200.
Yeah.
And then I
Mine
lent
was
it to
probably
my
$200.
friend.
Mine
and
was a
he-
bridesmaid's dress. I couldn't
Was
even-
it?
Yeah, I couldn't afford a wedding dress, so I had a bridesmaid's dress. It was $75.
Mine was from a pawn shop,
That might have been the magic number
and it was
because
$200.
My kids saw my wedding dress and they were so disappointed. They're like, "This was your wedding
They're like,
dress?"
dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, they were. I was like, "You should have seen my shoes, though. They were really nice."
But you married for love.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were still married and
Still
married.
married.
for
Yeah.
love.
Yeah. So there you go.
But the thing is this, like, most girls don't want to wear their mother's wedding dresses.
No.
And most women
Well,
go
some
through
do,
menopause
some do.
and gain a bunch of weight like me. And so, I don't know, we
I
could
don't-
keep
I'm not
our wedding
seeing
dresses, but I don't know, I think you need to reuse, recycle what you can.
I agree.
And I'm big into like, take a picture and
Yes.
give it away.
Oh, I so agree. I think that we were talking about how the new generation is not holding on to things so much.
Yeah,
and how
they're
more about the
more-
experiences and
yeah.
what's real. And I think that what you do, you were way ahead of your time. I think that people now are probably like, sure, yeah, I'll wear a vintage wedding dress, no problem at all. Because they don't want to hold on to that stuff. They want to go traveling. They want to go do something fun. Speaking
They're not gonna
of
pay
not
for
holding on-
storage.
yeah, speaking of not holding on to things, do we want to see a new outfit from a clothing swap?
Sure, but I have to tell you that what Bernard Burns did.
Oh,
so
yes.
so I just want to say, because I keep coming back to him. So we saved it for the swap in the city. So we had the whole 5th floor was ours, and I had a red carpet, and when people walked out, there was paparazzi, so you felt like you were famous, right? And then the drinks, because it was Sex and the City theme. The Samantha was the dirty martini.
Oh.
Yeah.
The Carrie was the Couture Cosmo.
Yes.
The Cosmo, we've already talked about that.
Right?
Yep.
The Charlotte was the champagne spritzer, and the Miranda was the sweet and sour lemon drop because she's always grouchy. So it was like, I'll have 2 Mirandas and a Samantha. It was so much fun.
Yes.
And so we had food and spa treatments and
amazing.
the clothing
Sounds
swap.
amazing.
It was awesome.
It was so
and
good.
then Bernard Burns had 50 wedding dresses and gowns, and it was a Cinderella dress giveaway. If you fit into the dress, I get goosebumps. If you fit into the dress, you get to keep it.
So nice.
So all these women got these brand new couture
Amazing.
wedding gowns from this
Yeah, I
designer.
got chills in my
Right?
body.
Yeah.
Like so
I'm
many
having a
times I
custom
can't
dress
even
made for
deal
him
with
now.
it.
Yeah, he measures your
Oh.
body and will make you custom dress. He's
Ooh,
right
I love
here. He's
him.
amazing. Yeah.
You're
So
like, I love him already.
so I
him
love
already.
getting free clothes at the clothing swap, but then I also like to support my designers and
Yes,
jewelry designers
yeah.
and shoe designers.
Well, you're always wearing
rug
these amazing
designers.
art. You're wearing art couture by Victor Tongue,
That's
I
usually
imagine. You
Victor Tongue,
often
yeah.
wear the Victor Tongue, and it's so striking because it's timeless, because it's so unique, and that's the whole thing between fashion and artistry where they meet. And we'll see you around, and people, I mean, first of all, you know so many people, and that's another creative trait, which is having this huge
Well, and
network
that's what
of people
happens
who
when you
know you
become-
and love you.
Well, I
And
always
it's
want to
just-
Yeah.
promote people.
Yes.
You know, I
Yeah,
think
when
so
you
many
dive
people-
into your creative world,
Splash! I just think so many people, especially women that are like, oh, I love your outfit. And they're like, oh, thank you. And they don't tell you where they got it. Other women are like,
And you're
"Oh,
like,
I got it
this
on
was
sale."
swapped, and I got
I
this.
was like,
from
H&M.
my friend.
I'm like, I got this at a swap. And then they go, what's a swap? And I said, oh, you haven't been to a swap. And the fact is, you can reuse and recycle. It's
Yeah.
fun.
Yes.
It's fashionable. It's philanthropic.
Yeah.
So we're going to make you change into your most dramatic outfit because we're going to talk
All right.
about the weirdest side hustle ideas. Speaking of shitty side hustles, this
Oh,
woman
yeah.
does a product called the poo poo clock. It looks like a cuckoo clock, and it's made out of moose poo, and she makes
Ooh.
it. She lives in Maine, and she makes this thing, and every single like little time says 1:30, 2:30. Get it? It's horrible. You can literally buy these. She was able to quit her job, and her side hustle became her main hustle, and it's
because she sells so much of these moose
so
poop
many
clocks.
fucking poo poo clocks.
Poo poo.
Poo poo, poo poo. No joke. Another side hustle I heard of was snuggling.
Ooh, that's creepy.
It's really creepy. A bunch of people don't get any human contact, and there's actually
Okay,
this,
so
like,
you can order a
snuggle.com.
snuggle.
Snugglebuddies.com. Here comes Suzanne.
Now
She's
who's
going to weigh in.
texting?
Look at her shimmering,
Ooh,
glimmering.
So this
it's
is
like
sounds
great.
good. And there's
Gatsby.
even fringe. I'm gonna like just show
Oh, look
you
at her
this one.
Gatsby
Okay.
dress.
Job.
That's beautiful.
Okay, so this is a Gatsby dress. I know I need a hairdresser to do a 20s.
You look beautiful.
You know, twist.
No, I think you
But
got
the
it.
fact is, like, you go to a clothing swap, you bring what you have that you're never gonna wear again, ever.
And Suzanne will wear it. So we were just talking about the really like horrible side hustles.
You know what's the funniest side hustle? Is to dress up in a sexy outfit and clean someone's house. You'd have to pay me
yes.
$1,000 an hour to clean your
Right?
fucking house.
Well, you've seen the topless maids in LA.
You'd have to pay
This
me
is
more
way
than $1,000.
classier. You've not seen the topless maids?
maids?
I don't know
Yes.
what rock I've been living under,
I
but
don't
I've
know.
not seen that.
I'm posting a picture of the topless maids van.
Oh,
They actually
wow.
well, they're not breast cancer survivors because
No.
we have the worst breasts.
That's
Yeah,
well,
well,
I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's
If you have old, like, breastfeeding
breastfeeding
double
breasts.
D's.
Hey,
I'm sure there's a
it's
fetish
an-
for that.
It's a not good
there's
look.
a fetish. There's a fetish for that.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a fetish
fetish
for
for
that.
that.
Well, before
sure there's
you
a fetish
came
for,
out
like,
here,
scars.
we invented
Yeah.
the what was the old hag
Yeah, the hag.
bag the hag.
There's an old tag for
bag
that.
of hag,
So
bag of
we
hag.
created a pole dancing
for seniors.
for seniors called bag,
Hold on tight.
Hold
bag,
on, no.
bag the hag.
Bag
is
hag.
what it's called.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
horror house slash
fucked up.
pole dancing with horizontal
With-
ADA
With
approved
88 approved bars.
Yes, instead of poles.
Well, you know,
It's good.
disco never died. So, you
Disco
know,
never
if that
died.
and the people with the most STDs in America now are seniors.
So you were talking about the Uber driving, making it a hearse. So do you know that a side hustle is actually
Ice cream truck. I get
No.
the ice cream truck.
No,
I'm gonna
no,
make
no.
an ice cream truck turn into an Uber.
professional mourner?
Oh
There's
yeah, I
actually
want
a
to do
website
that.
for
Oh,
that.
I should do that.
And you
Let's
get
do that.
extra
let's
money.
do that.
No, I
think
gotta
it's
work
how much
weekends,
you get
though.
paid?
The louder you cry, the more you get paid. If you throw yourself into the grave, that's more.
Okay,
those are for
can you send me
Italians
the
and
link to the
Latinos.
website because
will.
I'm gonna
It's an
do
English-
that.
it's an English
I gotta get
website.
rid of this other job.
I know it's an English website, but you can start it
That's
here.
fine. I'll do it here.
In
We'll
conclusion-
just do it. We'll
Yes.
do a
The
side
The
hustle
Cutlers
here.
are in Japan.
See?
Here they have Tinder and that's free.
Or you can in Japan you can hire a family. So and you lived in Japan. What's the craziest side hustle you ever did? In conclusion, we need to know know the craziest side hustle ever.
I mean, I did do singing telegrams.
That's a good one.
And you know
That's
what?
awesome.
I freaking loved it. And the funny thing is, it's not just a singing telegram company that's like, you know, normal.
Right.
These guys would do singing telegrams in drag. But every now and then they're like, we need a real Marilyn Monroe. We need a woman. Because usually Grant does it or I do it. And that's John talking. But we need a real woman. And sometimes they want the size 14 Marilyn. So we hire Charlotte for that. But this one wants like
The
a
thinner
petite
one.
one. Yeah. In her anorexic days when she was doing a lot of drugs. Can you be
Can
there?
you be drunk?
And
I will
you're
be
like,
there.
I'm there.
Carmen Miranda. I was Elmo.
Elmo!
But I'll tell you, the people are like, my kid loves Elmo. And you're like, okay, but Elmo's this big on the TV.
Yeah.
And your kid's only 4. Oh, he loves Elmo. Don't worry.
I
show
scared
up.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the kid's like bloody murder, but then the 10-year-old's like, hi, Elmo. Hi, Elmo. And he thought I was real. He was like, hi, Elmo. Like,
You're like,
if
stop
they're
touching
8,
me.
9, 10,
You're like, I'm not
but the
tickle me,
little
Elmo.
ones
Stop
are just
it.
like this.
They go
yeah.
crazy.
So that was funny. So I
So
would
you
just
were
sing
tickle me,
telegrams.
you were tickle me,
Tickle me, Elmo.
and Marilyn Monroe. I
And
love that.
Carmen Miranda, and I taught
my
salsa
God.
dancing, and then
That's amazing.
and
you're
Gorilla in
resourceful.
a Tutu because they're booked. Yeah, they're very good. Bobaloons and Tunes, shout out.
Everyone, thank you so much for joining us for a discussion on side hustles. We went a little crazy because it's a big subject that
It's a
we
big
feel
subject.
strongly
We
about.
love to chat about everything.
Everything. Cheers, babies.
Cheers.
Thanks for joining us. We will see you
Cheers.
next time to get drunk.
On the creative possibility.